Greetings, loved ones. Let's take a journey.
It's time for an Amanda Exclusivo. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the season 3 premiere of the Amanda Exclusivo. I'm your host, Amanda Geffner. You guys, I'm so excited. My guest today is here to celebrate the 20th anniversary of High School Musical, and he's making his Amanda Exclusivo debut. That's right. Please welcome Bart Johnson.
Hey, all right. Hey, I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me. Thanks, everybody. I can feel like I can hear the applause. What an honor. I'm glad I could be here on the new season 3. Congratulations, Amanda Exclusivo.
Yes. Thank
That's it,
you,
right?
Coach. Do I address you as Coach? Do people still call you Coach?
You call me whatever you want, but yes, a lot of people call me coach, and I have like full permission. Please go ahead. I feel like, honestly, I feel like it's really an honor and a privilege for me to be like the coach to generations. Like I can't think of a better term to be called than coach. Like that's like, thank you. Like that's awesome. Like what's better than that? That's the best.
Nothing. I mean, you're my favorite coach. I'm just saying. I mean, there's no better way to kick off season 3 of the Exclusivo than with my favorite coach talking about one of my favorite movies, which is High School Musical. We'll talk about all of them. But can you believe that it's been 20 years since the premiere of the first movie?
I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. It's so wild. It certainly doesn't feel like more than, I mean, it doesn't feel, it still feels like 5 years ago. I mean, honestly, it's wild. It's just time just rips by, it is crazy. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you start looking about like what have you done in the last 20 years? Like I've lived a whole entire lifetime, but yet it feels like we were just yesterday, we were on the set shooting number one. So it's a trip. It really is a trip. But it's also like so awesome that it's alive and well so much. Like I feel like it's bigger now than it was. Well, for sure it's bigger now than it was 10 years ago, I feel, but it's even bigger than it was 20 years ago. So like I kind of feel like it almost maybe it dipped down a little bit, like every movie should. And then for some reason now it's like more important than ever. And I'm here for it, of course.
I just feel like it keeps getting bigger. I mean, with High School Musical, the musical, the series, I know, Tongue Twister, and then High School
Mhm.
Musical. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's pretty fun. I think I kind of feel like social media did a little like TikToks and Reels and YouTube shorts and like everybody's like recreating the
Yeah.
trends and the dances and like their favorite scenes and it's a whole nother way to like enjoy a movie that you didn't have back when the movie came out. So that's pretty fun. And I like to participate as much as I can, if people are like doing some kind of TikTok trend or something, I'll like hop in there. They're like, the coach is doing our trend. I'm like, hell heck yeah, man, I'm in.
I
I
was
love it.
I've been seeing your TikTok game, Bart. You're doing great.
Thanks, thanks. Yeah, I've been a little lazy lately. I haven't been on there, but I'm coming back. I'm coming back this year, so I do enjoy it. It's pretty fun because it's like when I got this like I grew up on watching musicals and my whole entire life, and on the set of Newsies is really where I like really thought, man, I think I want to do this. Like this is what I want to do, and finally got in a musical. Like so few musicals you get I've done 100 movies but I've done one musical franchise, and so you think like, oh, this is awesome, I finally get to sing and dance. Like I grew up dancing. I was like did hip hop and I used to go to the clubs where like I was a big dancer and I sang all through school. I did all the plays and I started in musical theater. Like I was doing that in college, and then I get a musical and they're like, oh no, you don't get to sing or dance.
I was
You
gonna
have to stand
say,
on the side.
didn't Coach Bolton get a song in any of the High School Musical movies?
It's a sore subject, Amanda. It's something I'm trying to work through, but I thought this was my chance. Like I actually sing and dance, and like half the cast doesn't sing and dance. Like I was trained though, so I was like, I thought I was finally gonna all that musical theater, history I had was gonna pay off, and I got to finally do something I love. But then, like, I didn't get to, which was a super bummer. And then I haven't done a musical since. Have I done a musical? No, I haven't done. No, I haven't done. I haven't done any musical since. But TikTok is like at least I could do whatever I want. I could go dance on that or go sing on that all I want.
That's
So
true. You're
there's that.
welcome to dance and sing on this show too. Anything you want to do,
All
I'm
right, Amanda, I love it.
for it. So tell me, did you ever think that Coach Bolton would become such a beloved Disney dad?
No, no, I didn't. And, I'm glad I didn't think of things like that. When they give you the script, they don't tell you how to act or like what kind of energy they want you to bring to this thing, or like how mean or how soft or how, whatever, like how to play the role. So it's up to me, it's up to me, like how do I want to play this? And I thought, so I did like I took it kind of serious, I didn't say like, oh, I'm just gonna phone this in and just, do what it says on the page. And I'm gonna like internalize a little bit. And I was like, as a dad, like I would feel really conflicted here. Like we've been working on this thing that could give my kid a real future, and then this girl comes along and like fills his head full of ideas, and it's like, are you gonna throw away everything you've worked for like, that's this new thing you're excited about today, which you might, kids like they come and go with their interests so quickly.
Yeah.
So but it's how you play that, like, and that's my favorite part about this job, by the way. It's like a lot of times you play the dad or you play the coach. Like to play the dad and the coach is pretty unique, and I loved it. So I found myself constantly like walking the line between like pushing him to be his best and be excellent as a coach, and then like to be like supportive dad and like just want him to be, to love what he's doing and follow his passions and so it's like, how do you walk that line, and how do and I tried to make that as real as possible for myself. And I think it resonated because like everybody hated me when the movie came out when they were kids. They're like, you're so mean. I have little kids that tell me off, like, Coach Bolton, why are you talking to her that way? Or, like, let Troy do what he wants. They get really mad at me. And then as they've gotten older, I hear all the time, they're like, you know what? You were this whole time. You were right. You were right this whole time. I was like,
You're
well,
pushing Troy.
yeah, yeah.
So, how has being part of High School Musical, the franchise, impacted your life and your career?
Well, it was interesting. I was working a lot before I did these movies, and I always wonder with Kenny Ortega. I think he's a friggin' genius. Like he's
Yes.
just the greatest.
I saw you
He's the
talk to him
greatest.
on your podcast. That's awesome.
Yeah, I love Kenny. Oh,
You got so
love Kenny.
emotional in the introduction. I was like, oh,
Oh my! I told me caught me off guard. I was like, I was so excited having there. I was like, oh, I just like because the thing is that we don't talk about on the podcast. Like he was really good to my mom. Like my mom was his hairstylist on several projects with
wow.
Kenny. Yeah, yeah, she did Newsies. She did this musical dance thing. I can't remember what it was. Was like a Latino dancer guy. They got in a flood in Texas, and were in a flash flood, and like it was really like a scary situation. Like there were water up to here, and like and my brother was working for. So my brother was an assistant on a couple movies, and like he's just always been really good to my family. Like he's just such a great human being, and I just think he's a special man. And I mean, my mom was just in the crew. She's just a hairstylist, but he treated her so good. He treated her just as good as he would treat any star. And anytime I bump into him around Hollywood, I say, "How's your mom? How's she doing? I love her. So you give her my love." Or she'll, "Let's call her really quick." I mean, he's just like, he's amazing. So I not only do I love his work, and I love his idea on what interests him in projects. Like I've noticed this thing, and I don't even know if it's true. This is just my observation, but I was listening to him talk about these different projects, and I kind of realized like he's drawn to things that like light people up, things that bring you love and happiness and joy and light. And sure, he can appreciate a whole variety of things of, realism or heartache or pain or suffering and all these other important elements of things that we should know and understand in life. But this is my observation. It feels like his contribution to the world is going to be to uplift people. And it seems like as soon as he's looking at a project where it like goes dark, he's like, it's not for me. It's not, let someone else do that. Like what I want to do is like make the world a better place. That's what it appears like to me, and it sure seems like his work reflects that. And I love it. I think it's amazing. So yeah, I got a little choked up, man. Didn't expect, sometimes I catch myself off guard because I'm like, I'm on an interview or something. Like this is like, I mean, there's no reason to be like feeling overly emotional. And I was like, oh my gosh, man, I got choked. It's like decades of kindness from this man. So it was, and here he is again, showing up for me. Like he didn't have to do that. He's asked to do every podcast in the world. I'm like, he's a busy guy, and everybody wants to talk to him. Everybody wants a piece of candy. And like he makes time for me, and it's like, I don't know, it was really sweet. I love that guy.
So he definitely has impacted your career, I'll say. That
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like in a personal way, and So I mean, the movie was cool. The movie was great, but it actually didn't help at first. Like at first, it didn't really help because like when the movie comes out, they're like the people are making movies, TV shows are like, who's the new kids? We want to look at the new talent. Who's the new young talent? I want to, who's this Zach? Who's Vanessa? Like what? Like let's get them involved. Like they want the young talent. They're like the parents. Get the parents. No, the parents. That's where you go to retire. Like that's you put them out to pasture in a Disney Channel movie. Is kind of like what it's been in the past, you know? And I was like, I felt like my career was just getting started. I was just getting momentum. I was on a really cool TV series. And and then I did this movie and it was like, well, I'm not cool anymore. Like now I'm a Disney dad. Like what happened? What happened? So so it was not for a while after that, like 10 years after that movie, it was like it was it wasn't great. Like I couldn't get auditions for really cool roles because I was kind of branded as like the Disney Channel dad, you know, like but then it something switched. And then I think that when the movie became like iconic, and I think because I was so young when I did it, I wasn't really a dad age yet. I was younger than I wasn't old enough to have like a teenage son like Zach. So I don't know. I think maybe that helped, and enough times come by. Now it's like now people are really interested, and it's great. And there's tons of opportunities. It's gonna bless me for the rest of my life. You know, I got an incredible fan base, and you know, so many kind people online and on social media, and they come over to my channels and say really nice things, or I meet people in public. I just went to another In-N-Out Burger. I swear, every time I go to an In-N-Out Burger late at night, it's like there's 200 people that are like all want to come over and say hi or sing songs or whatever. It's great. I love it. I love it. It's great.
That's hysterical. Oh, it only happens to you at In-N-Out.
Yes. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. It's like In-N-Out Burger, man. Like late, like in a college town. In a college town, In-N-Out Burger, it's going to be a party for sure.
Burger is the best. Well, guys, you heard it here first. If you want to meet Bart in person, go to In-N-Out Burger. He'll be
Yeah.
there and
Yeah.
perform.
Late at night.
Say
Yeah.
it. So tell me, you mentioned Kenny Ortega, but what was it like working with Zac Efron, Vanessa Hudgens, and the rest of the cast? Do you still keep in touch with anyone?
It's, you know, Hollywood's a really small town. You bump into people all the time, and then everybody. I mean, yeah, I'll tell you that yes, everybody's in touch, and it is like a family because it's like you know, typically when you do a movie, it's like really intense for like a month, maybe 2 months on a bigger movie, and that's it. And then at the end, you're like, oh man, oh that was so fun. Let's stay in touch. Like, oh brother, like we were like so close. And then you just part ways. You go to another movie, they go to another movie, and it's just you know, it's just what happens. So it's not that you don't mean it and you feel all those feels, but it's just life gets busy and you're on to another project, and there's another group of people, and it just kind of feels like. But when you're on a in a franchise, which I've never done before, it's like now you're doing the premieres and the press, and you're releasing the movie, and then you come back, and then you're doing rehearsals, you shoot the movie, and you're going through the process again. So it's like it was like a 5 year process of like all the same people together. So it's really cool. It was really cool, and it really felt like a family. So I think you know, and it ultimately did so good for everyone in so many ways that I think it's going to be like forever, like a bit of a family bond. You know,
Is there
I
a High
think so.
School Musical group chat? Do you guys still have a group chat to this day?
I don't think there's not one with everyone, but there's group chats. There
Yeah.
are group chats. Yeah, different group chats with like different groups of people from the from the movie too. But to answer your question, Zach was awesome. Zach was amazing. Like you know, most of my work was Zach. Like almost all my scenes were like a dramatic scene with Zach, which I feel like I really feel fortunate, you know, because you know, Vanessa got all the relationship scenes and stuff with Zach. And then like Ashley got the, you know, the comical kind of scenes with Zach. And like I got like the heart to heart ones with him, you know, like the father son ones, which is like, what's better than that? There's like nothing better. And Zach like always took his work so serious. Like he didn't care if it was a small movie. Like he wanted to do really good work, like work that matters, scenes that matter. And that was really important to him. And you could feel like every time. And it's like, and Kenny, who wants to make a really great movie, is working with us, and Zach's is like bringing it. And he's so charming, and he's so interesting. He's got this like this kind of this charismatic, you know, natural quality. So that was great. Love working. And then every time I work with Vanessa, I just love her. I just like Vanessa to me is like the greatest. I just love her. Like, she's amazing. She was always been just from I remember the very first day I met her. She was so like she was young. She was just a kid, and was so sweet and so sincere and like so like engaging. I was just like super impressed with her. And to this day, like when I spend time with her, it's like she's the greatest. Like I love her. She's amazing. And her husband Cole's incredible. Like such good people. Like I'm so happy they like found each other and yeah, she's the best.
No,
Everybody's great. Like
have to,
everybody's great.
and I'm sure you've all had great times, especially on set and especially behind the scenes. I was wondering if you happen to remember any good moments from behind the scenes, anything funny happen? What are some Bart Johnson highlights?
Gosh, I don't know. There's a lot. There's so many over the years. It's it's interesting because it's like it's 20 years after the movie. We've seen each other and had new experiences and that's the cool thing is like I've been doing this podcast with everybody and for iHeartRadio and it's been awesome. And the cool thing about that is when you bump into an old friend, what do you talk about? You say, you haven't seen anybody in years. You say, what are you up to? Where you been? What's going on in your life? Tell me what you're doing now. Where do
Yeah.
you work? What do you do? Like that's what you catch up. And
Right.
so whenever we see each other, it's kind of like that. What are you up to, man? Where you still living in that house up there? You still dating who, like catch up.
Yeah.
And the cool thing with this podcast is like this was just an absolute like tribute to the fans. Like this is a gift to the fans. Like I'm going to ask questions and we're gonna have discussions that the fans want to see, just to say thank you for 20 like amazing years, and just wanted to give that to them. So it was that was the intention for right up front. So we knew when we were going to get together, yeah, we'll talk about some well, like what you doing now. We'll have that conversation, but the focus is going to be on what's your greatest memory? What did you love the most? What was your favorite time? Like, let's talk about. And I knew when I told iHeartRadio, I pitched him this idea to do this podcast, and I said, "Look, I know all the secrets. Like I was there. I know all the inside stuff. I know stuff that people haven't talked about because I was there. I saw it all." And they said, "Okay, yeah, yeah." So I do the podcast, and then it turns out I'm learning. I learned so many new things from everybody that came on the podcast. It blew my mind. I was like, wow, I didn't know that. That was amazing. So that was really fun.
No, you learn something new every day, especially like, from
Yeah,
years and years ago. You're like, wow, that happened during the second movie or the
I
first
had I
movie?
had no idea. They're telling me stuff. I was like, I was there. What? Yeah, there's a lot, a lot, but it was fun to hear all of their stories. That was the funnest part for me. But yeah, there's a lot of like, there were some jokers. I mean, everybody was really young. It's interesting. Like, so I've done a lot of movies where you're like, imagine there's like an older guy, and then I'm like the married couple, and then there's kids, and you have a cast of like, let's say 10 main characters. Well, when you're on set for like a month or two and you spend a lot of time with them and it's like it's cool, it's great, like I love kids and I love older people, I love, it's great. But when there's only one person your age, it's different, and if the whole cast is your age, it's a party, it's so much fun. So you think about like for those guys, like the whole cast was like they were all so young that they're just having a blast. So they're pranking each other, water gun fights, they're teeping each other's trailers, and it was like this constant like you know one-upping each other, and it was good times. But I think it's like some people might look at that and say like, well, that's what are you doing? Like we screw use work, like go to work and like work with folks. But I think like you're not like you're not like this isn't a construction job. It's not like something
Yeah.
you got to perform. You got to be happy. You got to bring good energy. You got to like connect. You got to have relationships, and it's like all this little ancillary stuff, things that happen offset. It matters. I think it helps. It helps with relationships, and then when you get on set and you can tell when people like each other on screen. And then you can tell when people are like, oh, I bet they didn't like each other offset. And it's like, oh, I think like you see that.
Yeah. No, I mean, and I have a good question for you today. This is a deep discussion one here. You'll like
Oh,
it.
okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
tell me, if Coach Bolton could see where Troy is today, what do you think he would say?
Well, so I mean, I see Troy Bolton a lot as like my own son. Well, obviously, like for obvious reasons. And when I did these movies, I would think of like if this was my son, if this was really my son, like for real life, like how would I feel? What would I want him to do? And I have a son now that was a soccer star. He was like an amazing, my youngest son, Wyatt, just a total soccer phenom. He was amazing. And I couldn't believe no one could believe like, he had one season he scored a hat trick in every game for the entire season. It was like no one like I never seen anything like that in my life. It was amazing. Didn't miss a game. It was crazy. And he just fell out of love with it. And we were like after like 12 years, and I'd been coaching him for like 10 years at that point. And he fell out of love with it. And I was like, buddy, are you sure? And we tried to apply pressure. And then that's tricky. Like, how much pressure do you apply? You don't want to cause a deeper, you know, mental problem. You don't want to mess with his mental game. So it's like, but you're as a parent, like you want to push the appropriate amount. What is that? I don't know. But it's you put them to get them out of their comfort zone and to make sure they could get over their hard times. And so I still don't know if I did the right thing, but we let him quit. We kind of applied pressure one season, thinking we got him on a new team. We moved to like this is going to be great, and it just didn't click. And he played, and he's like, "Yeah, it's great." So it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. His passion was gone. We're like, okay, look, if you're sure this is your decision though, and he's like, I still want to do anymore. And then he met these cowboys at school, like these real cowboys. We were living in this small country town, and the cowboys got a real kick out of this LA kid. And they said, "You never been to a rodeo before? That's crazy." And so they start taking him horseback riding, and they go up to the
Wow.
mountains. They go, "Oh yeah," they go move cattle. They had to move cattle from one ranch across the mountains to the other, and he take video. Go, look what I'm doing today. Like I'm moving these cattle. And he just fell in love with rodeo. And so he started going to the rodeo all the time. He's roping. Now he's team roping and he's doing like, he's like, this is the greatest thing ever. And he'll go outside and just practice roping. He's got a roping dummy and he's just like ropes, ropes, ropes. It's just to watch him do that. It's like, well, there's the passion. There's the passion that we wanted to see him in soccer. He had to go find his own thing. And now it's like, as a parent, to watch your kid like be really passionate about something, it's like, it's the greatest. It's the best. Love it. So, I think that Troy's going to find his passion, and this is my thought: is if he ends up doing something in the arts, he's going to be a coach. He's going to he's going to whatever he does, he's going to be coaching his kids' sports. And to me, that's like like when I look back on my life at like the most fulfilling things I've done in my life, like the big jobs are really cool movies, and I've been able to do some really cool movies, some really cool TV shows, and falling off buildings and things blowing up, and I get to shoot machine guns and be an action star. Well, like I've done all that stuff, and it's like it's all icing on the cake. It's fun, and big paydays. Sometimes get big paycheck. Like wow, it's crazy. Like that's all fun. It's all like icing on the cake. It's super fun. Like I love it. But it's like money doesn't fill you up. Like success doesn't really fulfill you. It's fun, and it's great, and it's thrilling, it's exciting. But I feel like it's icing on the cake. But the cake is service. It's like serving people. It's giving back to your community. And I think that this is what I've realized at this point in my life. I got to mark this point when I'm this age right now. In 2026, this is what I believe. So far, I'm a work in progress. But like
Okay.
the purest form of service is like giving service freely, just because you want to help someone when you don't know them and you expect nothing back. You just want to give, and you hope you'll make an impact on kids you don't know, like you don't know, or whatever age, like you don't know, but you're like helping them. And it's like, that feels so good. And it's like, you don't expect anything back. Like that to me is like, that's going to fill you up. So I hope my son ends up coaching like I did, and that he gets involved with kids and helps them develop emotionally and mentally and physically in all the important ways, and expects nothing back. Then I don't care what you do for your career. I don't care what you do. And
Yeah.
you're a great soul and a great father and a great dad to your kids, or what, like I can't think of anything better.
No, and I love your response to the question that you could see Troy following in your footsteps as coach. I mean, it makes sense. It really does in the musical theater aspect of it. I totally see where you're coming from.
Yeah, 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 right.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, Bart. So tell me, we talked about your podcast a little bit earlier. I was wondering if you could expand a little bit and tell us about some of the cool guests you've had on and what your show's about.
Well, yeah, like I said, I had this. I kept hitting up Disney and saying, "You guys, 20-year anniversary, like this, it's $1 billion franchise. Like we owe it to the fans. Like look what they've done. They bought the merchandise. They saw the movies. They're responsible for all the hype and all the success is the fans. So we need to say thank you. Like, thank you for the impact you guys have made on us. So what can we do? And so I offered to host a screening. And I said, I'll go to East High School. I'll host it. I'll put it, I'll do the whole thing. Like, don't pay me. Let's not, just not charge them. And they said, oh, and then they just wouldn't do it. And then I went to some other people that were involved with the high school and I said, let's do this. And they said, well, okay, yeah, I think we can sell tickets for this much. And then it's going to cost us much to get them. I was like, well, hang on. This just this one time, please. This was one time. Let's do it for free. Just free and say thank you. And just like come in here, sell popcorn if you want. But like let's let everybody just come for free and let's give something back to the fans. And it just like I was alone on this one. So I'm still trying to do it. I'm still like looking for the right partners to do it, but it's it has to be people that just want to say thank you, not like a business opportunity, but like this time it's just to say thanks. And I think we owe it to them. So I tried to do that, and tried some I pitched a new TV show. It's just like there's like everything's in the works. But it's just it's so slow. It just walks so slow. So I thought, well, at least I could do a podcast. Let me do like what would the Wildcats like to hear? What would the fans really like to hear? Well, everybody's been interviewed to death, but no one in the cast has been interviewed by someone else in the cast. So as the coach, kind of seems fitting.
Oh yeah.
Coach would go ask him the questions. So I went to iHeartRadio, and I got literally like I got probably 3 minutes into my pitch, and they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Can we just stop right there and continue tomorrow with the entire team? And I was like, sure. And then it was
Oh
like
my
the
God.
next day there's like 30 people involved. And I pitched her like, done. We please, like, we want to do it here. Let's do it. We'll give you all the support and resources, and we'll help you get the interview set up, and we'll take care of all the. I was like, great. Let's
That's
do it. Let's do it. So anyway, yeah, so it's been great. It's been, everyone that I've been able to ask has said yes, which is awesome. But they're my friends. I'm not too surprised, other than everybody's super busy. Everybody's got like a crazy schedule. So it's hard to do. I mean, you and I, like it takes some work to set up this back and
yeah.
forth schedule. It takes a little bit of work to get these things done. Well, and those guys, they have like some of them have insane schedules, and some of them are, doing theater in London, or doing, a movie and a TV show at the same time, or, it's so some of them are hard to get, but it's been so fun. It's been so great. It's just been like the best. And I decided I should do it. Here's my question. The question is, should I? Because I talked to him afterwards. I said, look, I just think we should, like, I know everybody doesn't want to talk about this whole time. Everybody wants to move on. Like, I get it. But at the same time, we all, as long as it lives on, we have a lot of gratitude. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna do this. At first, I was like, so here's my question for your audience. Maybe they can help me with this.
All
Should I do
right.
the podcast every 5 years or every 10 years? That's my question. Because at first I was like, every anniversary with a zero on the end, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this podcast and then check in. Where are you at now? What are you doing now? What are your favorite memories now? Looking back, what is it? It might be different than what it was on the 20-year anniversary. So I kept saying, I'm gonna be back in 10 years. Just get ready. In 10 years, I'm gonna come back and we're gonna do this whole thing again. And then some people start saying, that's too long. Make it 5 years. I'm like, okay, well, I'll ask the people what they want. I'll ask the fans out there. So if you got some opinions, let me know.
Yeah, let him know, comment here, and I'll tell Bart.
Yeah, let me know.
I mean, listen, you're always welcome on this show. In the meantime, if you want something in like less than 5 years or 10 years, you come to.
I love it. Yeah, good. Sounds good.
But tell me, what's next for you? Do you have anything exciting coming up?
Yeah, I've got lots of good stuff. I'm recurring on Landman, which I love. I love
Yes.
that. I'm supposed to do some more episodes in the third season, so and like you just never know. It's just like how TV works. It's like it's like whatever storyline they're following is. We're gonna see all the characters in this storyline. If it goes over here, then we'll see all the characters that are in this storyline. So it's you kind of like stand on the sideline, going, "What about me? Hey, let's go. Let's do this storyline." So I'm involved in this lawsuit that's possibly going to happen. So I don't know. I'm just waiting for the word. And then there's been some other Yellowstone stuff that I can't really talk about yet, but it's
Okay.
all good stuff, all great stuff. I'm in the Yellowstone Taylor Sheridan universe, and I'm very happy there. And I could stay here. It's been so fun. His writing's great. His sets are great. He makes great stuff. Really fun. I grew up with horses, so it's been awesome. Now my son is a rodeo, guy, so
That's
it's even
right.
better. So it's been awesome. And then I had a movie that just come out called what's it called? It was with Bella Thorne. I know that, and
He's awesome.
she might kill me in the movie. I don't know, and it's got a name. I just don't know what it is. But I'll when I figure it out, I'll let you know. Oh, I just did a couple more movies. I just forgot. Someone just asked me and said, "What's the last movie you did?" And I said, I didn't know. I couldn't think." But I just did this movie, Sleigh Days. Sleigh Days, which is it's like a fun kind of Christmas horror kind of youth comedy kind of thing. But it's the young people I think will like it. But it was a like 350 page script. It was like a
My
normal
God.
script, like 120 pages. It's like 350 pages. And I was like, what's going on? And they said, oh, it's interactive. So you're gonna you get to pick. Like you go over like, do you want you download the app on your phone, so you watch so it's kind of like people are on their phones. They want to be on their phones, you know. So it's like in this way, you can when the storyline, is like, oh, should we go here? Should we go there? You could say like, go there. Okay, I'm gonna go here. Hey, I'm gonna go see what that guy wants. You pick what character you send into danger and that kind of stuff. So you have when the option comes up on the screen, when the scene starts, you have 4 seconds to pick. It'll be on your screen. You have 4 seconds to pick which one, and then the story will go that way automatically. So
Wow.
choose your own adventure kind of thing. So
I
we'd
like
have
that.
to shoot, huh?
I like that.
So it was really confusing. Like on day one, I'm like shooting the scene, and this kid comes in. I get this fight with him, and we throw him in jail, and then they're like, "Okay, we got that. Now send in another character." I'm like, "What? Well, in case they choose the other, now you have to do the scene with this guy." And I was like, "Oh, so you have to do the same lines, but a slight change."
Yeah.
Just enough to confuse you, and then it's a little different because one guy might, they're different characters from this town, so I know them, and so I got to interact differently with them. It's kind of like, but it's pretty fun. It should be a Sleigh Days. I'm hoping it's a good one.
I'm gonna check it out. Don't worry. But before I
All
let you
right.
start, I was wondering if we could play a quick game. I do this
Yeah.
with all of my guests.
Okay.
Called the speed round. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you as
Oh.
many questions as I can about you within a minute. I think you'll do great.
Okay.
I think you'll.
Okay. Okay.
My
A
last
lot of
season,
pressure
my
already.
record was someone answered 22 questions in
Oh
1 minute.
my
Yeah.
God.
I
Okay. All right.
like though that you can do it, and we're in this together. See what I did there?
I like your
See what I did
attitude.
there? Let me know when you're ready, Bart, and I'm gonna start the timer.
I'm ready.
All right, and I'm gonna start now. All in this together or get your head in the game.
All in this together.
East High or real life high school?
East High.
Basketball or musical theater?
Sorry. No, musical theater.
Okay, were you a troublemaker or the perfect child?
Little troublemaker.
Okay, what was your best subject in school?
Geography.
Your favorite Disney movie?
Up.
Talking on the phone or texting?
Texting.
Your favorite sneaker brand?
Adidas.
Do you do it yourself or you hire a guy?
Uh, myself.
Okay, TikTok or Instagram?
TikTok.
Place you'd love to visit?
Cambodia.
Your favorite breakfast cereal?
Oatmeal.
Up, the time's up. You answered 12 questions in a minute.
You know what though? They were quality. It's like, do you go for quantity? You go for quality. We went for
I
quality
like
here.
that. I like that. I like going for quality. But there's one question I had on here that I want to ask you. I'm sure
Okay.
you still remember this. The Wildcats chant. Can you still do it?
What team?
Wildcats!
What team?
Wildcats!
Wildcats.
You
Get your
did
head in the game. That was three. They were supposed to be three, but I thought, for time, we're like, let's not go overboard here.
I love it. I love it. But Bart, thank you so much for coming on. I had such a good time with you.
Thanks for having me, Mandy. You're the best. That was fun.